place. I know where it is without.
Beginning, I thought I was tripping, but I mean him said the time is ticking. And I could see that something was missing. Me, my woolly Betty, I never kept you in the kitchen. Cause superwoman and I believe in your vision. What else? Can't bring me hope, but I was wishing. See me because when I talk, you know the lesson. Many bema, but you took over position. Sake of a large debate, I'm also with Jamie in the vlog. We moon I be see then a boys in your fraud. About a taco crime, me push it drug. Sika legitimate and as a blood. Now me feel say we go right until the end. And so all along you they pretend. Damn, I guess I lost a friend. Thought I got it figured, there's a lot I need to learn.
Oh, you man, why you do me so? I don't know what I do you, why you do me so? Oh, you man, why you do me so? I'm not eating pay me. It be like seven hard on they feel me. I they feel it, this thing for my kidney. It they shook me, need do for my penny. It they pay me, yo, for my penny. I know if you do this thing for any candy. I feel lost in my card on my penny. I don't know what I am again, I'm a non-living thing. No, no. I don't know what to happen for you. So no, see you mean a lot to me. Oh, so, yeah. Yeah, and why you me? Come and get me. Take my penny, baby.
Oba no wo penny dia. Bomodina fa wo buo ma no. Wo nua ba na wo bia ware na nka musuo nka no. We yi na kome mu ama wo. Na wo de na gosi suo ja no. Wote wo sa wo no so bona so mo da so penuti na wo guso ne wo da no le man hia ne yakro. Until when some bono da, we see who's on sa na wo papa yeah, and it may show would be as some fans awasa. Bear my name on any yet 5 pin. Was why she crowd who now was the base. Friend will do you were princess, where you will be back, man, Freddy. Hey,
you're bad so, now I'm not EJP. And today was all on the show, and yes, I got to America P. So, don't know, say what don't know. See when in a shine, no be banana, no be banana, no be banana. Say what don't know, say what don't know. See when in a shine, no be banana, no be banana, no be banana.
The city is alive on 97.3.
Go for gold and bet risk-free on the new season with Betway. Use the golden booking code found on the Betway site to bet on selected match weeks from 11th August to 3rd September and get 100% back as a free bet on any losses. You always get more with Betway. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more.
Detailed news, unparalleled coverage. City News on 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
97.3 Citi FM. This is Eyewitness News from number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka Kram. With me, Ni Lati. Tonight, I'm here with
Akosia Ochre.
In the next 60 minutes, IPPs receive payment for June and July bills for power generated after ECG honors obligation in settling debt owed. Also on Eyewitness News, fears of power crisis averted as IPPs receive payment for June from
operate the plants. And now that we are getting enough money, I think that it should be calm from now onwards. There should be no fear of doomsday or anything that the Ghanaian customer has feared for some time now.
Still on Eyewitness News, from next week, you could be paying more for public transport as Concerned Drivers Association threatened to increase transport fares by 20% in the wake of rising costs of petroleum products. Still on Eyewitness News, ahead of that crucial NPP Special Delegates Conference this weekend, we gauge the mood in the camps of some of the aspirants seeking to lead the party to break the 8 in the 2024 polls. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on these and other stories on Eyewitness News later in business.
Economist expresses fears of potential challenges for the economy over push for zero financing of government budget by Bank of Ghana.
That will be in the next 50 minutes with Akusia Ochre with the top stories in the world of business. Eyewitness News is live across the country on a number of affiliates, including Ajimpa 100.7 FM in Takwa Beach, 105.5 FM in Takra, the Sky Power, 93.5 FM, all in the Western region. In the Bono region, we are live on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani, Ashanti region, Ajimpa 99.9 FM in Inkarie. Volta region, we are live on Heritage 107.3 FM in Hohoi, Freedom 88.1 FM in Sugakope. Northern region, this is Radio Gaki 88.3 FM in Saboba. Upper East, Quality 88.7 FM in Garu, and Northeast region, Nobia FM 98.1 FM in Nalerugu. Eyewitness News is live on Facebook on Citi 97.3 FM and also on YouTube on CityTube. Eyewitness News is interactive. Tell us what you make of the story. Share your views and thoughts via WhatsApp on 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. My name is Neela Tilati here with Akusa Ochi, who brings us our first story.
Let's start from here. The Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, has fulfilled its commitment to settle debts owed to independent power producers, IPPs, for the months of June and July. This comes after initial concerns raised by the power generation companies. According to information available to Citi News, the IPPs have reportedly received the second payment for their current bills from June directly from the ECG. The Chamber of Independent Power Producers, which had threatened nationwide power cuts due to the outstanding debts, decided to suspend the action following what they termed as productive discussions with the Electricity Company of Ghana. The IPPs had been advocating for a 30% interim payment of the debts, which had amassed to over $2 billion, while the IPPs have now received invoices for the outstanding debts. The ECG has assured its commitment to continuing the payments in the future. Leila Abubakar is external communications manager of the Electricity Company of Ghana.
We have had several meetings with them, and some of the agreements are being honored. The issue mainly is the amount that we owe them, which is over $2 billion, which ECG cannot pay at the moment. However, we have promised them that the current bills that they are raising for us will be paid, because now we found a way of increasing our revenue through our digitalization process. We are now able to collect much more than we have ever been able to collect. And so the bills that are being raised for us on a monthly basis, we are going to honor those ones, whilst we have discussions about how to clear the debt that accrued for the past few years now. And so I think that's the stage that we are in, but that's a high-level conversation between management of ECG, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Energy, and then the IPPs. But so far, all is calm. We are still very much in a development partnership. They're doing their bits, and then we are also paying them on all the bills that they are raising for us currently. And so it seems to have calmed the situation, because they do need the money to operate the plants. And now that we are getting enough money, I think that it should be calm from now onwards. There should be no fear of doomsday or anything that the Ghanaian customer has feared for some time now.
That was voice of Leila Abubakar, who is the external communications manager at the Electricity Company of Ghana.
Well, so the fears of power crisis have been averted because the IPPs have received payment for June and July bills for power generated, because that is what the ECG is saying, that they've honored obligations in settling the debt owed to the IPPs. Let's get a reaction from the independent power producers. Eli Plim Akwetobo is CEO of that chamber. He joins us on Eyewitness this evening. Mr. Akwetobo, good evening to you, and thank you for joining us on Eyewitness News. We know that for some months now you've been pushing for your debt to be settled. So if you say you've received payments for June and July, is it the 30% interim payment that you were seeking for that has been honored?
Thank you very much, Annie. Good evening to you and to your listeners. As Corporate Affairs Manager of ECG has explained, we received an assurance from ECG that was 30th of June, giving us a promise, an assurance that on monthly basis, beginning from July, we shall be receiving some amount of money as a minimum. And to begin with, we received in July, and August being the second one has also been honored. So let me say we have been sorted, our ECG has fulfilled this promise to us.
So the promise of settling the debts, the bills that you actually, or the power you provided them for June and July, that is what. So what is the outstanding things left?
Oh, it's a continuous process. The arrangement is that going forward, all the current invoices will be settled substantially. That is to prevent future accumulation of debt. So that is what ECG is trying to do. So going forward, we have an assurance that not much will be accumulated. And what we are receiving now is the minimum we receive. And our prayer is that it will be sustained and be improved upon.
So you are anticipating payments will be honored for subsequent months. That's from August going. Is that the clarification you are providing?
Yeah, we have received for August. That is what we have just received. So going forward, September 2, we are expecting it. From time to time, ECG will give us a timeline when we should receive. Actually, they have given us an assurance of a particular date that we should expect deposits into our account.
Okay. So what happens to your arrears that have been owed you for the past years that the government, through the Ministry of Finance, has not been able to settle?
It is a process. Arrangements have been made to settle that part, the arrears.
But at the time, the debt increased to some 2.3 billion US dollars. With this latest settlement, has it actually reduced? Are you able to put a figure to it? How much is the arrears owed you by government?
Okay, I will not put exact figure to it, but the fact is that once payment has been paid, it definitely reduces the position.
Which means that your threats of shutting down power plants will not happen. What really will it take for you to resume these threats?
Well, when there is a break in the assurance that we have received, it is not about a threat to shut down. It's about our ability to keep the plant running. Operating a power plant, as I mentioned, always requires a lot of money to keep these systems working. So if we lack the resource, it's practically impossible for us to keep the system on.
But what is the state of affairs when it comes to discussions between you and government in the attempt to restructure the debt owed you? Because in Parliament, when the finance minister presented a mid-year budget review, that issue actually came up, of which you, as a chamber, expressed opposition.
Our position remains the same. We are opposed to anything called that restructuring. What we are open to is payment plan, and I think that is what government is working with.
So you are still insisting that you not allow government to put your debt into any form of, debt restructuring?
That is practically impossible.
But you represent the chamber. Is it that the members, that's all IPP, satisfied with the payment and subsequent arrangement that the ECG has assured you?
We know the challenges of the sector. So for us, regularity of payment is what matters to us to keep the system on, because we know definitely in some way, somehow, it will be settled. So frequency of payment is what matters most. We are able to collaborate with ECG in this difficult times to be able to make payment to us when due. But it's an issue of regularity of payment.
All right, let's leave it here. Thank you so much for speaking to us this evening. That's Eli Klimakweto. He is Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber of Independent Power Producers. Let's bring you some of the messages you are sending tonight on Eyewitness News. And this one says that now that the debt has been settled, we beg the President to remove the COVID-19 levy from our light bills. This is still Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We return with more stories.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Your Papa see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa! Bobo, so how's your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that? Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with 8-age resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation Movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman Mane. Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Using a condom will protect you and your partner from HIV, STIs, and unplanned pregnancy. Condoms are an effective way for protection against HIV infection. Don't take risks. Use a condom every time. Always come prepared.
This advert is brought to you by the Ghana AIDS Commission and Ghana Health Service.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. Now, the minority in Parliament has announced that it has come to an agreement with the police regarding the procedures for its planned protest at the Bank of Ghana head office on September 5, 2023. The minority had given a 21-day ultimatum for the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, and his deputies to step down, citing concerns about the central bank's handling of the 60 billion Ghana cedis losses reported in its 2022 financial statement. Following a closed-door meeting with the police at the Greater Accra Regional Police Headquarters, Deputy Minority Leader Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa stated that preparations are in place for the demonstration against the Bank of Ghana's management.
As law-abiding citizens, we wrote to the police service to inform them of our intention to protest on the 5th of September. We provided them a detailed route of the path that we will go through during that protest. We were invited by the Ghana Police Service this morning at 10 a.m. I'm happy to inform you that we're here on time. Came with my colleagues, members of parliament. We were joined by civil society organizations, Arise Ghana, and our comrade Bernard Mona. We were received warmly by the police service. We were engaged in very constructive discussions on the planned protest. I am very happy to inform you that the engagement was very cordial. The police service made some proposals to us, and we also insisted on our proposals in terms of the route we have. We concluded a meeting that we will go through the route that we have proposed. And so everything is set for our protest, which will be joined by thousands of Ghanaians to express our revulsion at the ugly and corrupt activities that has impoverished the people of Ghana. And this will happen on the 5th of September.
That was Deputy Minority Leader Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa. Well, meanwhile, the convener for Pressure Group Arise Ghana, Bernard Mona, has stressed the need for the Governor of the Bank of Ghana and his deputies to resign.
Central Bank, which is supposed to be the lender of last resort, has run itself insolvent. By that, it means that when commercial and other development banks are in liquidity crisis, they cannot rely on the central bank for any salvation. What that also means to us ordinary citizens is that any one of us who have any penny in any bank means that at any day there can be some difficulties for you. Because if the bank, assuming today there is a mad rush at any of our commercial banks, and that means that they will not be able to meet their liquidity obligations. Their last option will be to go to the central bank for redemption. Here we have a Bank of Ghana that is already running at a loss and it's in debt. That insolvency state put all of us and our resources at risk. And so if you think that you are not affected by the happenings at the Bank of Ghana, just imagine a day you get to the bank and the bank cannot provide you what you want.
Convener for Pressure Group Arise Ghana, Bernard Mona.
Well, the Ghana Police Service has actually released a statement to that effect that the protests by the minority members in Parliament against the governors of the Bank of Ghana. I want to read a portion of that statement to you. It's titled, Police Statement on Planned Demonstration by the Minority in Parliament. On 21st August 2023, the Accra Regional Command received a notice of public protest from the Office of the Minority Leader. The letter indicated that the minority in Parliament, in collaboration with some others, intend to embark on a public protest to demand the resignation of the Governor, Deputy Governor, and Board of Directors of the Bank of Ghana. The organizers further gave the proposed route for the protest as follows: from the frontage of Parliament House through Osu Cemetery, Traffic Light, Ministry of Finance, High Court Complex, Kimbu Makola, and Rollins Park, Opera Square, and then to the Bank of Ghana. Upon receipt of this notice, police undertook security assessment of the chosen route and the destination for the picketing. Following the security assessment on 23rd August 2023, the command engaged the organizers and assured them that the police are ready to provide them the necessary security to exercise their constitutional right to demonstrate. However, police drew their attention to the fact that using their selected route may endanger public order and public safety, among others. We therefore requested the organizers to relocate the route and destination of picketing in the interest of public order, public safety, and running of essential services. The police are waiting to hear from the organizers to enable them provide them the necessary security during the protest. We would like to assure the public that the police will continue to deliver on our mandate as we work together to deepen our democratic credentials as a country. The statement is signed by Juliana Obin, Superintendent of Police, Head Public Affairs Unit of the Ghana Police Service in the Greater Accra region. And so that's a statement from the police. They've said that they are going to provide the needed security for the protesters. However, they must come again on the route they want to use in the face of, public order and also public safety. So they are waiting on the group, that's the minority, as to the new route for the protest against governors of the Bank of Ghana. Let's talk about fuel and threats to increase transport fares now, because the Concerned Drivers Association has indicated that it's going to increase transport fares by 20% if government fails to scrap off some taxes from the petroleum price build-up. We've been joined on the line by the Public Relations Officer for the association, David Aguado, to explain the rationale behind this particular decision. Mr. Aguado, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us on Eyewitness News this evening. We know that fuel prices are actually up because of price increments on the international market, but you want some taxes scrapped in the price build-up of petroleum products, for which reason you are threatening to increase transport fares by 20% next week. Which of these taxes are you looking forward to be removed?
The first one is the one that we took to court. Then Mahama was in power. The current Deputy Finance Minister had us to do that, and we took it to court, and it was scrapped by court. That's ESLA, Energy Sector Levy. That's the first one. Second one is fuel marking margin. Third one is sanitation and pollution levy. And the fourth one is special petroleum tax. These are the taxes that we want government to scrap off from the price build-up.
But there are a number of taxes in the price build-up of petroleum products. Why these four?
Because these four have outused their office. Example, the energy sector levy, we were told, or we know that in June 2021, we have cleared all the debts in the energy sector. So that ESLA is no more of use. And for that matter, the courts have granted us that tax must be scrapped off entirely. Fuel marking is used when TOR was in operational and TOR was refining our crude for us. They used it to identify between Ghana, Burkina, Togo, and Ivory Coast. Now, TOR is not operational, so the fuel marking margin is not working. And then we have special petroleum tax. It's the same as the fuel marking margin. We don't have anything special about our crude or our fuel these days because we all bring end products. So that's why we are demanding the scrap of those taxes. The last but not the least is sanitation and pollution levy, in which we drivers term it Bola levy. The Bola levy, when you come to our terminals, La Paz, Kaneshi, name it, all the terminals, including KGTIA terminal, refuge over there is huge and higher than the vehicles that we use. So why are we paying this sanitation and pollution levy for? If they want proper definition of pollution, then they should go to VACO. It is them that pollute the air, not we, the drivers. So this is why we are demanding. Addition to that, too, a vehicle like Sprinter bus, Toyota Haze that we normally call Toyota Fish, they have all now shoot up. Formerly, Sprinter bus, the brand new, is being sold at 120 million, which is 1.1 billion old currency. Now being sold at 230 million, 2.3 billion old currency. Those are the things that is triggering us to increase the transport fare by 20%.
I see, but you would also admit that the government is actually struggling, and so it needs more taxes to ensure that it pushes its development agenda. Because, for example, government has categorically stated that it is not going to remove the boss margin, for example, on petroleum product. And so if you want these taxes to be removed, how do you expect the government to rake in revenue?
Yes, the government have a way of raking in revenues. That's why the taxes are mainly described to their potential or their offices. Example like the sanitation and pollution levy is made up to clean our cities and our cities and our villages, but it's not doing that. So definitely it must be scrapped. But as you put the question, holistic, the whole tax component has its work doing. Just one have abused their office. That's why we are saying it should be scrapped and scrapped off entirely. We know government needs money, but this one, we don't know what they are using it for.
Have you engaged government recently in this regard?
We have engaged government since 2021. If you could remember, it's the same tax bill that we pointed during June up to December 6th that we went to sit down strike. The same tax component that we want government, they have assured us that they will do something about it. So from 6 December 2021 till now, nothing is being done to this tax. That's why we are stressing on it again. The government, you promised us that you do something about it. Do it now.
If for the past 2 years government has not done anything about it, what confidence do you have now, thinking that government is going to soften its stance?
Yes, we have confidence because now we know that it's pressure that is coming on government. So they will do or they will deliver the pressure.
So when is it going to take effect, this 20% increment in transport fares you are threatening?
It's going to take effect exactly 13 days from today.
That's about a fortnight, 2 weeks from today.
Yes.
And are your members satisfied with this 20% increment?
The members are not satisfied with the 20%.
How did you even arrive at the 20% in the first place?
Okay, thank you very much. We have 5 components that we use in measuring or coming out with the figure or the percentage. That's fuel, lubricant, spare parts, the cost of a car, and then stationery and printing is 5. But we take 4 out of it. That we are giving them all 5%. So if you take that 5%, the 4 all is filled up, making it 20%. That's what we are coming out with.
So in the next 13 days, we should be preparing to pay more for fuel, for transport fares.
We are also praying that government will adhere to what we are saying so that the transport fare will not be increased.
Okay, we wish you well. That's David Aguado, a public relations officer of the Concerned Drivers Association, which is threatening to increase transport fares by 20% if the government fails to scrap off some taxes from the petroleum price build-up.
Neil, let's move away from that and go to some matters relating to politics, because the programs manager at the Center for Democratic Development, Paul Abrampa-Mensah, is urging the Electoral Commission to establish centers in remote areas in its upcoming limited registration exercise. This is in reaction to complaints by several political parties, including the Convention People's Party, who are against the Commission's decision to limit the upcoming voter registration exercise to its district offices. The parties argue that such a decision could potentially disenfranchise a significant number of eligible voters. Speaking to Citi News on the matter, Paul Abrampa-Mensah said the EC should consider decentralizing the process.
It's a call that Kodio and Citi Ghana have made. And if I should take you back to the brain behind conducting elections in very delimited local areas close to the doorsteps of the people, is to go by the standard that no citizens is deprived of the right of taking part in the electoral activity at a cost or at a fee. That can also serve as a deprivation of the poor to partake in the electoral activities. So we initially proposed that the Electoral Commission should try and do the registration, even though they can use the district offices, but also establish centers in remote areas where it will demand that people will have to travel long hours or a very long distances before they get to the registration centers to do that, so that it does not serve as a hindrance for most of the people, especially the poor in the rural communities, to get access to the registration centers.
Or the CDD also highlighted actions the Electoral Commission can take to end the trust of all as elections approach.
Gaining trust and confidence of the electorate, not only the political parties, even though political parties are major players in elections, is continuous engagement with the public. One step is the engagement with the political parties and also doing the press conference as the Electoral Commission did. But the Electoral Commission must also activate its program that it initiated around the 2020 elections, let the citizens know, using its social media handles and all activating all its communication channels, so that we don't get diluted information always from IPAC meeting from political parties.
Paula Brampa-Mensah is the programs manager at the Center for Democratic Development.
This is still Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM, coming to you live from our studios at number 11, Dr. Multi Loop in Adabraka here in Accra. With me, Ni Lati here tonight with Akosua Otre. Let's do politics because, as you may well be aware, the New Patriotic Party, that's the governing NPP, will on Saturday hold its special delegate conference to cut down the list of its presidential aspirants from 10 to 5 as stipulated in its constitution. Some 900 delegates are expected to vote at the regional level. Let's touch base with some of the aspirants to find out how well their campaigns are doing. First is Kojo Poku, one of the NPP presidential candidates aspirant. Mr. Poku, thank you for joining us on Eyewitness News. It's about some 48 hours to that crucial special delegates conference. How are things shaping up in your camp?
Well, very well. We are in Takra, the definition of our campaign. I think we've done a very good job in going around the country to mop up and have final conversations with people that we are confident would vote for us. So it's been very impressive and it's very encouraging.
If you say it's been impressive and encouraging, what actually do you mean? Are you able to explain further?
No, I said it's been encouraging, as in when you meet people, you know, the campaign strategy that I have, I'm not doing mass media or I'm not doing mass campaigning. I'm doing one-on-one conversations with the delegates. You know, we have 955 members who are voting. And in every region, we have the album for who the super delegates are. So in the first round of engagement, we went out and met them in groups, which is the constituency executives, the constituency chairman, and the regional executives. Then the final phase, the second phase, we went around to basically do a follow-up on the first meeting that we had. Then the mop-up phase is basically talking to the few selected people that we feel that we can basically get them to vote. So that is a strategy, and that has been very encouraging.
I see. But what message are you selling? To delegates if you keep talking to them and you say that it has been encouraging? What specific message are you putting across?
My message is a message of reform. I think everybody that have met me have gotten to hear that I want to reform a lot of things that's going on in the party. And secondly, a message of a change of the way politics is done at their level. I, Kojo Poku, being the youngest person, want to basically do politics differently. The politics where people only come to you when they need you, for me, I think should change. There should be a two-way communication all year round. And for me, that's the message and that's the hope that I'm giving to these delegates, that they have a friend in me. For nothing at all, we should be family. And we should be able to engage each other, not when only I need them, but when they also need me. So, like I said, that message is going down very well.
I remember when you first declared your intention to participate in this polls, a lot of people were actually saying that you were adding to the numbers because at a later time you are going to, denounce your participation. But here you are in the race for Saturday. I'm asking this question because there have been a number of polls suggesting who the top 5 are going to be in this particular election, and you do not show up. Are you not concerned about your chances on Saturday?
Well, the people who conduct those polls don't vote. And unfortunately, they talk to the people who don't vote. So those polls must be ignored completely. The polls that matters is what the results will be on the evening of the 26th. So, look, my brother, people who have been sitting on radio and TV doing all this political analysis as if they know what they're talking about. Let's see what happens on Saturday. Saturday will go to show if they know. Saturday will go to show if they know what they know they are talking about, or if they are just basically doing grandstanding without any research. But look, when all is said and done, all we do is to tell delegates what we want to do for them. Then at the end of the day, it's up to delegates to go into the booth and cast their votes. Let's see what the result is on Saturday evening, and we can. That is the poll that matters.
Interesting. Are you dismissing the fact that these polls are a reflection of what happens on the grounds?
These polls are nowhere near any reflection of what's going on the ground. These polls are just people's imagination. I don't know any scientific data that has been gathered. Look, if you go around gathering data from the people who have voted and my name don't come up, you've not done any polls. I don't think those polls are credible. But my brother, let's not dwell on this conversation. 48 hours, as you said, we've waited 2 years or 3 years or 4 years for this day. I don't think 48 hours is far-fetched for us to wait.
What then are your chances?
Then, like I said, my chances are 99%. The only 1% is the fear delegate factor. But look, I'm very confident that I've done the work I'm supposed to do. The rest of the work is up to the delegates to basically do their work. And that's one, there's nothing I can do about it. But the messaging, the traveling, the engaging, I have done well. I'm sure, as you rightly said, last year when this thing came up, a lot of people thought it was a joke. Now, they are not laughing now. Because everybody now is now laughing on the wrong side of their face, knowing that Kojo Poku is a serious person, a serious candidate. So, look, anybody that has underrated me now is basically taking off their hat and saying, look, Kojo, you've done very well. And, look, Saturday will come and that will be the icing on the cake.
All right, we wish you well. That's Kojo Poku, one of the NPP presidential aspirants, touting his credentials ahead of the Special Delegates Conference on Saturday. As you may be well aware, the NPP is going to the polls on Saturday to whittle down the number of presidential candidates and aspirants to 5 as stipulated in their constitution. That's Kojo Poku saying that he is 99% confident in winning the polls or becoming part of the 5 top aspirants. Let's go to the camp of Joe Gatti. He is also one of the NPP presidential hopefuls. Mr. Gatti, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us on Eyewitness News. Well, he's not on the line yet, as and when we do get him, we'll speak to him.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
When shopping for a dress, you say,
of course, a low burst line, a little tight by the hips, covered sleeves, off shoulder, definitely.
But when buying anti-malarial drug, you say,
is it not malaria? Give me whatever is available.
Choose your malaria drugs the same way you choose your dress. Always ask for Coartem. It's also available in cherry-flavored dispersible tablets for children. Don't gamble with malaria. Choose right. Choose Coartem. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Malaria testing should be done before treatment. This advert is FDA approved.
Yeah, Charlie, so many vibes na bontin father man sanaba. Ma many papa nyanum na do for mo fie ni mo akwentum. Hwe bibia anya so amani ska ko fie sie fancy da na fie for abefo jawisi no parking. Ebe men sujai casa. Thanks to Sukasa, how to nyina atwa. Hwe Sukasa si adan abroni for an affordable luxury homes. All more 2, 3, 4 bedrooms. Where you're fully gated or grants and communities. Or more malls, clubhouse, and all social amenities. Plus 24-hour security. Omo flexible payments and yeah, no my dear Dal Casa. Plus 100% guaranteed cashback. Yes, 100% guaranteed cashback. No quick finances stories. Contact Sukasa right now through phone calls or WhatsApp on 030-296-0865 and 055-369-7886. Charlie social media so more, baby. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube at Sukasa GH. Email Susie at info@sukasa.com.gh. Sukasa, building on trust.
The This is Ghana Exhibition 2023 is drawing closer and closer. Come and experience the biggest two-day trade fair and exhibition for local SMEs, startups, research and manufacturing industries, homegrown businesses, and indigenous corporate bodies Ghana has ever seen. Citi TV and Citi FM will allow you to immerse yourself in a vibrant showcase of authentic Ghanaian products and services at the biggest trade fair and exhibition. Join us as we promote, support, and patronize various Ghanaian products, solutions, and services producers from innovative agricultural practices, renewable energy solutions, manufacturing industries, and the ingenuity and resourcefulness of Ghanaian entrepreneurs. It's this weekend, 26th and 27th of August 2023 at 10 a.m. each day through till 5 p.m. It's going to be at the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. And if you're just hearing this, call us now on 0205 973 973 for inquiries on how to participate. The This Is Ghana exhibition is powered by Citi TV and Citi FM and proudly sponsored by MTN Mobile, Nalo Solutions, Pan-African Savings and Loans, SMV Ghana, and EK Brand Consult.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. This is still Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. My name is Nilati here tonight with Akusia Ochre. Let's stay with the NPP and its upcoming special delegates conference. Just as we advertise, we are trying to speak to Joe Gatti, who is one of the presidential hopefuls. He joins us on the line. Well, Mr. Gatti, good evening to you and thank you for joining us on Eyewitness News. I want to find out from you first off, how are things in your camp?
Hello, good evening. They said when they were handing over to you that Kemola is to Gatti. And I was wondering whether my friend Chanda speaks now, but now it's you.
Mr. Gatti, we are struggling to hear you in studio. If you can reposition yourself and speak to us.
Oh no, I'm in a car driving. I'm driving back to base, so I'll just try and raise my voice a bit. I said that when they were before you came online, they said Kemola Gatti. They spoke in Ghana, and I was wondering whether it was my friend Umaru, who is now speaking in Ghana.
Oh, that wasn't Umaru. Unfortunately, that wasn't Umaru.
Don't worry, it's me. Don't need. Don't worry. Well, everything is fine. 2 days ago, we had a final regional engagement in Wale. And, you know, I've done what I've always done in my life. I do my best and I give the rest to God. So 2 days ago, when we finished, I finished a happy man. We had gone all around. We've told them our story. It's a simple story. Every time needs a certain kind of leader. In my view, at this time, we need a leader, one, who is an MPP person, through and through. Who, when I say an MPP, has been through the roots in MPP. I was there in 92. I was a foot soldier before the word foot soldier became popular. I was one of the people who wrote the student verdict in 93. I was one of the people. I chaired the session that changed the constitution, and now we go for this 5 first and so on. I chaired that session in Trade Fair. I've been chairman of Greater Accra District Committee. I've been a lot of committees, West Region, and I've financed and worked for the party. At the time that when you were working for the party, you were not taking a picture of everything you were doing. So I know, and when I go to places, people themselves give testimonies of what I've done. I went to Upper West, and the second vice chairman said he remembers me in 2009 in the by-election. In his own words, I slept in a hotel in Jirapa, which he called substandard. He called at that time. And I got my computers and so on, and we set up a base for them and monitored from that base. I've gone to places where I've met people who said, remember me in 93, I was arrested for demonstrating against government, and you came to court for me. I mean, at that time, how many laws were to go to court? You could count them on your fingers. And I've told them that apart from being a party person and having the party DNA in you, because the party DNA is business. We believe in business. We believe in small government. You also need somebody who has experience in governance and in government. That's what I think is the basis of respect to everybody else who's running. And I have that experience In fact, I told them about my experience as Attorney General. I've spoken to a number of Attorney Generals after me, and every Attorney General faces different situations. And but for the Attorney General, that was the time of the drug, all these drug problems. That was the time of corruption problems. That was the time of judgment debt problems. Don't forget that this entire judgment debt matters involving the stadium and city and so on, it started in my time. But I spent my energy protecting the public purse, and I reorganized the office. But what I'm most proud of that I did as Attorney General was to create a program called Justice for All. The Attorney General is given power under Article 88 of the Constitution to prosecute people. He said there shall be an Attorney General, all prosecutions shall be done in his name. You don't even need the president's permission. I never asked the president to go that I wanted to prosecute somebody. No, that's not my job. My job is to prosecute. In fact, when you look at the Constitution, the Constitution only mentions two ministers, the Finance Minister and the Attorney General. The Finance Minister, the Constitution says that you read the budget on behalf of the president. In application, it doesn't say that the Attorney General shall prosecute on behalf of the president. You have to say.
But Mr. Gatti, that's a tall list of, achievement, commitment, dedication, sacrifices in terms of your contribution to the governing New Patriotic Party. But one of the concerns actually is that ahead of the 2024 elections, the NPP needs a fresh face to enable it to break, needs a fresh face to break the eight for the party. And the other argument is that it is not time for any member of the government who is part of, quote unquote, the economic mess that the party has plunged this country into. No such person should be given a chance.
I'll say two things. First of all, I won't agree with your characterization of economic mess. Economic difficulty is not economic mess. And I can debate you on that, but
that's why I said quote unquote. In the eyes of the public, that's the concern.
Well, I've removed the quote, and so I don't agree with that concern. Yes, the economic difficulty, but I won't say this economic mess. That is your view. What I hear is different. What they want is an experienced pair of hands, somebody who has been given the opportunity and has done something. After all, the other candidate who is standing on the other side is not a new. Yeah, we was president, we saw what he did for 6 years. And so when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. Let us talk about the elections. When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it without fear or favor. And we'll face them, and we'll put our record down and their record down. We'll play the two records, and we'll see whose record sounds better. There's no fear about this. And let me tell you that, for me, governance is not a joke. The job you are doing is not a joke. I don't think that when Mr. Sanda went on holiday, they picked somebody on the street to come and take a look at the president's land, look at the fiscal president's land. You know the job you are doing. And so you cannot take somebody, in my view, who doesn't understand that you start from somewhere. People should start from ministers, should start from here, and then they become what do you call it, president, if it's the will of the people. But I think that another thing that you need now is somebody who has an understanding of parliament. No, Ghanaians have been saying, including myself, that the president is too powerful, the president is too powerful. And I'm talking about this president. I mean, we've been saying since the time of President Rollins, so the constitution was done for a military man and so on. But we have seen in this time with the closed parliament that you need to work with parliament. Unlike Genesis, where God said, let there be light, and there was light. When you come to governance, when the president said, let there be light, Parliament must agree. Nominated the Chief Justice, Parliament has to confirm. The budget, the Parliament has to confirm. I've been Deputy Speaker of Parliament before, and I can work with both sides. In fact, when a serious matter arose in Parliament, the Ayaga Brady issue, both sides agreed and let you guys chair. And when I finished chairing, I will give you a report. Yes, there are one or two people disagreed with the content, but nobody disagreed with the process. I have the respect and the confidence of both sides of the House, and I'll bring that to bear, and I'll carry Parliament along when I become president. And of course, also, I did work in the infrastructure sector. So when I go around, this is what I tell the delegates. And I tell them that they should take me as I am. And I will see that the showers, the message drops upon our falling. Every day I hear things that encouragement. But on Saturday we pray for the showers of blessings. And if there's any delegate listening to me, I plead with you, your best candidate is Joe Gatti. Thank you very much.
So ahead of Saturday, what are your expectations really? Because if you look at the caliber of the persons you are contesting against, a number of them trying to use the economy as one of the pivots at which their campaigns revolve. Others are using trade and investment, others patriotism and also agriculture. What will you say is your unique selling point as one of the candidates?
A total package.
Come again?
A total package. A total package.
A total package. Are you able to unpack the package?
A total package, everything. I tick all the boxes. I have experience in government. I have experience in the legislature. I have experience in infrastructure development. I'm a trade and corporate lawyer. I teach that. I've taught in about 4 or 5 universities. So that business. And also, I've written in that area. So that is trade and investment, infrastructure, and so PPP. And so that's my area. So that is why when I went to railways, I was able to do 1 or 2 things. It is not even infrastructure development. It is finance infrastructure. So I'm telling you that I have a total package. And let me say something. After the first 5, I'll be presenting my economic program. But let me just give you 2 examples.
Quickly.
Now, you see, that's why I didn't want to say it. I say it quickly. I don't want you to cut it short. So if you like, let me make it 1. That's all.
That's fine.
Look at the education sector. And that's why I say we are not in a mess. Because by God's grace, today, the University of Science and Technology, KNUST, sorry, Ramekuma University of Science and Technology is just one of the best universities, or the best university in the world in sustainable development. When I was in university in the 1980s, there were no foreign students. The only foreign students in Legon were people who came to learn French from Burkina Faso, Benin, and Togo. They came in a bus, so it was 1 bus road. And there were 3 universities: University of Cape Coast, University of Ghana, and University of Science and Technology, as they used to call KU. The bus was a college of the University of Cape Coast. Today, we have over 60 universities, and one of them has become the best in the world. The amount of money that the United Kingdom gets a year from international students is $28 billion. Please, we can easily make Ghana the center of education in West Africa and Africa. Today, in KUST, for example, there are 2 halls that are filled with practical requirements, Brunei and Baby Brunei. Go to Koforidua. What is happening in Koforidua is that there are a lot of foreign students in all these students. They have been told not to.
All right. Mr. Gatti, we want to extend our best wishes to you on Saturday. We want to believe that you are going to be part of the top 5 as a delegate. Thank you so much for speaking to us. All right, that's Joe Gatti, one of the NPP presidential candidate aspirants, speaking about his chances ahead of the special delegate conference by the party on Saturday. This is still Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM, coming to you live from our studios at number 5. At number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka here in Accra. My name is Neil Lati here tonight with Akosia Osho, who returns with the latest in the world of business.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News, powered by citibusinessnews.com. My name is Akosia Otre. Let's settle for the details. Economist Professor Godfred Bokwing has expressed concerns about the potential challenges zero financing of the government budget by the Bank of Ghana may pose to the country's economy. This move has been seen as essential for maintaining fiscal discipline and curbing inflationary pressures. However, Professor Bokwing emphasized the need for a holistic approach, stating that strict adherence to the policy might not be in the best interest of the economy.
In the medium to the long term, zero financing may not augur well for our economy, may not, given the challenges we have, revenue smoothing and all of that, and therefore we have to look at it holistically. But under this program, we have signed an MOU with the IMF that will keep to zero financing, and it has to be complied with. Otherwise, we may not be fulfilling critical conditions under the program. And the zero financing is also key in ensuring that the process of disinflation becomes entrenched. So under the program, it is going to be very difficult to do some budget financing. It's going to be very difficult. And it's like this because of the level of abuse of the deficit financing in the Bank of Ghana Act. Okay, the blatant abuse of the Act makes it very difficult to accommodate some level of financing under an IMF-supported program. And the inflationary pressures that comes along with the monetization of the deficit and the public debt is such that it's very difficult to have the two at the same time.
That was economist Professor Godfred Bokwing. Now, fintech company Cellulance Ghana has cited growing rates of online fraud as one of the challenges actually impeding the country's adoption of digital payments. Mr. Kote feels that consumers are discouraged from utilizing mobile money for transactions over fears of being defrauded. Let's listen to Eric Kote, General Manager for Cellulance Ghana.
To address this, what are some of the things that, in my view, can be done? There should be more education through the PSPs. And the PSPs are made up of the telecommunication, the dedicated money issuers, as well as some of us who are enhanced, and then the fintechs. Also, implementing strong security measures. And in the view of the Bank of Ghana, the regulator, before you even be licensed, you need to be PCI DSS certified. You need to be ISO 27001 certified. These are measures that, when they are in place, will help resolve some of these fraudulent activities. Also, there should be measures and systems that are put in place to ensure that there is dispute resolutions.
Eric Kote is General Manager for fintech company Cellulance Ghana. For her part, Head of Products and Services at MTN Mobile Money, Sylvia Otue Champong, stated that while great efforts have been achieved in tackling the hurdles, there's always potential for improvement.
We've really made significant progress in digital transaction, but there is still more to do. And that is why today's discussion is so pertinent. Barriers to digital adoption, payment adoption in Ghana. Last year I was here. I was really intrigued when we were talking about the digital currency. The Bank of Ghana did us good by really unpacking it. And I left very satisfied that the only way we can really achieve the kind of inclusion is to have a central point of digital money.
That was Sylvia Otue Champon, the Head of Products and Services at MTN Mobile Money Limited, speaking at the MTN Momo Stakeholders Forum on the theme, addressing barriers to digital payments in Ghana. Now let's take you to some exciting news. With only 2 days remaining until Ghana's largest trade fair, the This Is Ghana exhibition organized by Citi FM and Citi TV, exhibitors are eagerly preparing to display their indigenous products. The event, spanning 2 days, is set to take place on Saturday, August 26 and Sunday, August 27. Held at the forecourt of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, the exhibition serves as a platform for local, small and medium enterprises, startups, homegrown businesses, innovative ventures, and also indigenous corporate entities to present their products and services to potential buyers and investors. Let's hear from some producers, that's from Nana Rice and Siri Soya, on their expectations.
So we've actually been participants of the This is Ghana exhibition since its inception in 2019 at the Aviation Social Center. And, we realized that it's an opportunity for us to showcase that we are doing our part in changing the narrative of, the local products are not that great. Let's buy the foreign products. We want to show Ghanaians through this exhibition that our products are of good quality. In fact, they are comparable to, if not even better than the foreign products. And, let's come and let's support our own. They should expect high energy because I know that my team will never disappoint. We're always excited when we go to fairs.
That was Angela Barnes, General Manager of AgroKings Limited, producers of Nana Rice and Siri Soya. Meanwhile, some sponsors of This is Ghana exhibition shared the reasons behind their decision to support this year's event.
It just happened to be at the right time for us. We just finished a program about, I think it was this weekend, we wrapped up our pilot program for what we call the Empower Hair. And Empower Hair is an idea that we came up with, and the objective is really to jumpstart and spread the growth for female entrepreneurs. And so we started with the free sales training program. We did that for 6 weeks. We touched about 135 female entrepreneurs. The youngest was 12 years old, so that was beautiful to see. And they had all these amazing businesses, and it was nice to be a part of their story at this point. So that was fun.
Yes, well, last year the SMEs that we supported to attend the fair, they saw remarkable results. A lot of them were sold out, within a short time. They had to send for more things to be brought in. The SMEs we support are in Ashanti and Western region. So you can imagine that they were sold out and they had to bring in more things. And it was really good for them. They also made very good contacts that they followed up on after the fair. And so we thought that this year as well, we should give more of them that opportunity to grow their businesses, expand out of their districts, and to showcase to Ghana that indeed we can do business well and we can protect our environment whilst doing business.
He had representatives from EK Brand Consult and SNV Ghana. Well, This is Ghana exhibition is powered by Citi TV and Citi FM and proudly sponsored by MTN Momo, Nalo Solutions, Pan-African Savings and Loans, SNV Ghana and EK Brand Consult. Well, you don't want to miss this opportunity to be a part of This is Ghana exhibition. For more inquiries, please call up the number 0205 973 973 to register. Well, that's it for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News, powered by your most comprehensive business news website, citibusinessnews.com. My name is Akosia Otre. Up next is Point Blank.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You Papa see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa! Bobo, so how your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that. Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman Mane. Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Technology is shaping the workforce of the future. Are you job market ready?
Looking for a career change or want to get into the tech space? The place to start is with ALX. ALX, an Africa Leadership Group initiative in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation, is developing a talent pool within the technology sector. ALX offers courses in software engineering, AWS cloud computing, data analytics, and Salesforce administration. This is an opportunity to learn in-demand skills in a changing job market. ALX provides added value in training programs, mentorships, and networking. Apply now and get started on your dream career. Visit www.alxafrica.com to register before the deadline of 12 September 2023.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Tonight, we talk about Premix Fuel. We are having a conversation with the administrator at the National Premix Fuel Secretariat, Nana Abrokwa Asare. Nana Abrokwa Asare, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us on Point Blank on Eyewitness News.
Good evening, Ni. I overheard you speaking Ghana with
Ojogati.
So I would begin by also say, Mimba Ode Amanye.
Since
we are in the season of homework, we can start speaking Ghana. Anyway,
I don't think Kwaka for it. Well, thank you for joining us on Point Blank tonight on Eyewitness News. You are the administrator of the National Premix Fuel Secretariat. As we speak today, how is the Secretariat faring?
Good evening to you, Ni, and good evening to all your listeners. I'll begin by saying the Secretariat is faring very, very well. We are on course. We are trying to work things together. We've been engaging fisher folks across the length and breadth of the country. Last year, for example, was one of the most challenging years for us. The beginning of the year was also challenging. But by the grace of God, I think we are getting out of the woods, and fishermen are beginning to appreciate the work that we are doing.
Are you saying that the Secretariat is doing well because in recent time we have not heard fisher folks complaining about shortage of premix fuel?
Very, very well. Premix fuel is a very, very important commodity to our fisher folks across the country. So in times where there are shortages and there are irregularities, you tend to hear the fishermen complaining, demonstrating, agitating, etc. But for some time now, we've had some quiet. I would also use this opportunity.
Actually accounting for this change to ensure that there is stability of, premix fuel?
I would say it's the stellar management from the National Premix Fuel Secretariat. We also have a very able and well-competent minister in charge, Honorable Mavis Hawakomsen. She's been working closely also with the fisher folks, trying to let them understand, especially when we have challenges, we make sure we communicate to them, we engage with them, and we find solutions together. And I think the collaborative effort is what is making the system become
so are you able to speak specifically on some of these initiatives?
All right, to begin with, I would go straight to say one of the very most important things we have done is trying to automate the chain of premix fuel. This has been the baby or the brainchild of His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, digitization of premix fuel. I think before we took office, it was just a figment of imagination. And I'm happy to report to you that this has seen the light of day now. Out of the about 300 landing beaches across the country, we have completed about 60, and this brings hope to the fisher folks across the country. Something is coming that will end the long-standing problems and challenges that we've had.
Has it really transformed the distribution process?
To begin with, we are yet to roll it out fully. It's going to be launched by the end of the month. No, I think first week in September, His Excellency himself is going to launch the program. So we are yet to roll it out. But in the meantime, we are using other measures like education, enforcement, trying to engage the community. The premix fuel also has a component that they use to engage in community development projects. And by far and wide, most landing beaches have been able to utilize this fund to construct some community projects for their communities. Aside that, supply hasn't been bad. Despite the challenges that we've had, we've made sure that at least we're able to serve them to the best of our ability. But going forward, when we roll out this program fully, most of the problems will be a thing of the past.
You talk about the fact that this automation is the brainchild of the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. But really, how does this align with the government's, focus on technology and innovation for nation building? And what you see is its significance, this whole administration and distribution of, premix fuel?
All right, so the premix fuel automation and dispensing system is a clear testament of government's commitment to leveraging technology for the advancement of our nation. We are in the 21st century, and technology is sure a driving force for progress and development. And if you look at the system that we have, it streamlines the whole chain of premix fuel distribution, right from Tema Oil Refinery to the landing beach. You're able to monitor real time, know what is happening. Any discrepancies, there will be alerts that will be triggered, etc. Aside that, fishermen will be given unique cards. Today, as we have it, anybody at all goes to any landing beach and says that he wants to buy premix fuel. Just by way of education, premix fuel is a highly subsidized product. Hitherto was subsidized to a tune of about 85%. It was just recently that we adjusted the price for it to be a 50-50 share. So, and also premix fuel has other uses. People are able to buy premix fuel and put it in their Okada machines. Some even sell it to filling stations. Some put it in their agricultural machines, etc. So, in lots of cases, we have people exerting pressure on the product because it's cheap, and at the end of the day, the ordinary fisherman is not able to get that premix fuel, and that's what brings to the hoarding, the scarcity, the agitations, etc. But this system will put a stop to all of that and make sure that actual fishermen get the product. So this is going to be a stop to the many problems that we've had in the past. It's going to make sure that there is satisfaction amongst fisher folks. The health benefits are also innumerable. The transparency and the accountability that it brings is just a cocktail of benefits that it brings to the table.
It sounds like a great idea, a really good one. But as we push for digitalization, are our fisher folks prepared to embrace this kind of technology? Because that some of them do not want to go near technology at all.
I think fishermen are one of the most intelligent people we have, and I believe that is why Jesus Christ, in all his wisdom, made sure that he was surrounded mostly by fishermen. We have piloted this program for some time. We started with one at Nongwa, and you could see how these fisher folks embraced this technology, especially since they know it has the potential of bringing them an end to the problems that they face. So we've taken them through the process. We've had a lot of engagement, a lot of collaboration at every level. So I can say that they are ready to embrace this technology 100%, and they've been very, very supportive in times past, and we hope that they'll continue to partner us to make sure that we roll this project in full force.
Aside from the issues of hoarding, is it also going to mitigate the risk associated with diversion as well?
Exactly. It's a whole and total package. This is a cutting-edge technology that solves almost all the problems. We had to sit down with our developers and the engineers to think through this project. It's a foolproof project. It solves the hoarding, it solves the scarcity, it solves the diversion, all the irregularities. Transparency is going to be key. Accountability is going to be key. We are going to also integrate a payment system where it's going to be cashless. So it is a project that I believe will transmogrify the face of premix for distribution.
But earlier you were talking about how this is also going to ensure real-time, monitoring. How does it work?
Yes, so right from my office, I'll be able to know what is happening in every tank across the country. That is what we mean by real-time. Right from Tor even to the landing beach, we get to see the truck every step of the way, and we get to see the quantity. So we don't even have to wait for the fuel to get finished in the tank. The moment it reaches a certain level, we'll be able to restock it. So we are working real time. We are monitoring what is happening. Any irregularities where previously people can come and buy, let's say, 50 drums because they have all the money, it's going to be a thing of the past. Because it's going to flag that a huge quantity has left the tank. So it's a full and total package.
But how are these fisher folks going to ensure that they participate in this? How is it going to look like? Do they have identity cards? Are you able to explain it further?
Yes.
In terms of the system fisher folk relationship.
Okay. So currently, we know the number of canoes at every landing beach, and we know the quantities also that every canoe would need for his or her fishing expedition. So these canoes will be given unique cards. So if you're not a fisherman or if you don't own a canoe, you don't have that card. That means automatically we get rid of all those middlemen who come and buy premix fuel and use it for their irregular activities. And also going forward, these cards will also be given a quota system, so that we know you require 100 drums of fuel for the entire month. It's subsidized, and nowhere in the world have I seen any subsidized product exist in perpetuity. If you have the money, you can buy as much, especially when it has other uses. So if you don't have the card, you will not be able to purchase the premix fuel. So when you get to the dispensing outlet, you swipe your card, you mention the quantity you want to buy, and then they dispense the fuel for you. The landing beach system has what we call landing beach committees. It's a 7-member committee. We don't intend to displace that committee. We are going to complement their work. So every fuel station is also going to have an attendance that will complement the work of these committees to make sure there is seamless integration for the fishermen to also get acquainted to these machines and for there to be smooth flow of transactions.
Are we able to talk about the integrity of the persons going to man this technological system?
It's foolproof. Like I said, it's going to increase the accountability levels, the transparency levels. So aside them on the site, there's also the back end approach to this whole project where people are also monitoring. The minister herself would also have an interface monitoring. So NPA, we're also collaborating with NPA. They are the body mandated to regulate downstream operations. They're also going to come on board. So there are various levels of proofs. There are various levels of checks along the line. So it makes it very difficult for anybody to break the system or circumvent around and perpetuate any illegality.
But have you been able to establish the mini pumps for this particular project?
Come again, please.
Have you been able to set up the mini pumps that are going to ensure the distribution?
Yes. So far, like I indicated earlier on, 60 outlets have been constructed so far across the country. I can give examples. If you go to Elmina today, where the commissioning is going to take place, we have 3 units there. We have some at Mori, Nungwa, Abia.
Fully completed.
Fully 100% completed. And when you have time, you should pass by these landing beaches soon and see the work that has gone on there. It's not just something that we said we were going to do, but it's actually hit ground, and across the country you see this project springing up.
I see. But it appears you're on top of issues when it comes to premix fuel and its related matters. But I'm learning that you also want to enter politics. Why do you want to abandon your role at the National Premix Fuel Secretariat and then go into politics? Any special reason?
It's all leadership. And leadership comes in various forms and shapes. And there are times where God brings you to a scene to perform a certain role. It doesn't mean you stay there forever. Of course, you leave class 1, you go to class 2, you get to the university. I have been combining my work. I come from a Sujaman. That is where I come from. And
that's where you are seeking.
That is where I seek to enter Parliament. Exactly. I've been supporting them on various levels.
On the ticket of the NPP?
Of course.
So you want to unseat the incumbent NDC member of Parliament?
Sure.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a difficult task.
It is not at all. I'm poised and ready for action.
What's your strategy?
I have a lot of strategies. To begin with, I've been with the people. I've been serving them for some time. This opportunity came at the back when my people came to me and said, Sujaman has a lot of potential. In time past, you realize that the constituency has a lot, but there's a lot to be desired. When you go to a place like Sujaman, things haven't been to the best. I believe that the potential hasn't been fully tapped into, and the challenges we face, whether infrastructure, job creation, education, have persisted for far too long. And I'm inspired by the desire to bring positive change and progress to our constituency and to ensure that our resources benefit our people. So I've been working with the people. It is our constituency, and we are the only people who can change the fortunes of our constituency. I've also been engaging with the youth. I've been working with them on various projects, and we want to bring change and positive and lasting impact to the constituency of Esujaman.
I mean, anytime you speak to young people who want to enter parliament for the very first time, the issue is that they are inspired, they want to bring in change. How different is your inspiration and the change that you want to give the people of Esujaman?
Exactly. I believe our country has a lot of potential. And I believe young people should be given an opportunity to make decisions. Young people should be given the opportunity to also sit at the table and cause change. Most of the problems we face today in our country affect the youth. We can't sit down and just complain and look for things to happen. It is high time we also take off our sleeves and jump into the boat and see the change we can cause for ourselves. We always say the youth, we are the future of our country. We need to build that future. And leadership plays a very important role in building that future. That is why some young people like us have decided to enter into leadership and see the change that we can cause. Change that will be meaningful, change that will be lasting, change that will be genuine and will bring relief to our people.
But you admit that the seat that you want to go in for is not an easy one. It's hotly, contested. And I've asked of your strategy. You've mentioned a few. But what really are your priority areas?
Okay, so we are looking at job creation is key, number one. I'm also looking at agriculture. I'm a farmer myself. And
what do you farm?
I farm onions, I farm pineapple, I farm maize, I do aquaculture as well.
Is it to complement government planting for food and jobs?
It all encompasses that. And it's a number of reasons. I enjoy farming. I think of all the things that I do, farming is one of the things that I enjoy.
Aside from farming, what else do you do?
I do. Okay, I'm the administrator. I have a clothing line. I'm a businessman.
Oh, you're a businessman.
Yes.
I see.
I'm a businessman.
So that's why employment is one of your top
key,
agendas.
because when I come to the constituency, I see a lot of unemployment in the constituency. I believe especially the youth is key, and it's on my heart to see how we can improve job creation in the constituency.
But you don't have to be a member of parliament for you to do this.
I think we've started. Like I said, I even have farms in the constituency, but I believe being a member of parliament puts you at another pedestal. Aside you creating jobs, another thing that you do is legislature. You make laws.
I was coming to that, because your main mandate as an MP will be to make laws for the country.
And a lot of people forget that aspect, but laws affect everything that we do. Laws affect businesses, so I see this as a springboard for me to do more for my constituency, so as we're combining the businesses, as we are creating jobs, etc., we need to also make good laws for our people. You need to represent your constituency. I just made the fact that a place like Esujaman is surrounded by water bodies. You can't count more than 2 or 3 huge farms that are utilizing the water bodies that are surrounding the constituency. The government is also, there's this railway that is going to terminate at Mpakadan, etc. This is going to be an aperture for growth and development. You need somebody who is poised to try and see how we can synergize all of this and make sure that it benefits the people of Esujaman. And that is what we seek to do.
So really, when did this whole idea of, wanting to become an MP kick in?
With leadership, I've always been at the forefront, right from my primary school days to university. You find me contesting one position or the other. I've always had the desire to serve, and of course, if you want to serve, I consider Esujaman as a place that I'm connected to, because I come from there. My wife also comes from that constituency, so if there's any greater service to give to your people, it should be Esujaman. So politics has always been...
the way you're saying you come from Esujaman, your wife comes from there, people misconstrue it as you want to do family and friends there. Not
really. Of course, I have lots and lots of family and relations in the constituency. Of course, as I serve my constituency, of course, my relatives would also benefit from the good service that I bring to the people. So it's about service. That's the most important thing.
I see. So between when you conceived this idea and when you declared your intention to actually go in for the position of Member of Parliament, how have residents of Esujaman or constituents benefited from you as an individual?
To begin with, I want to convey my deep appreciation to the people of Esujaman. They've been very, 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 very supportive. They've also benefited in various ways. We've done a lot of skill development. We've empowered a lot of the youth. Another thing that we've also done, I have a foundation, Nabrok Foundation, that has also seen to see the welfare of the people. We've contributed.
What does the foundation do?
Not too long ago, let me just give you an example. I think in the last 2 weeks, I partnered with the Nilda Foundation. It's a foundation in the US of A, to donate medical equipment worth over $50,000 to the District Health Directorate of Esujaman. We've done a lot of screening. Last year, we did breast screening. We've done lots and lots of programs for the constituency, which I can't enumerate all here and now. But the people have really felt our presence, and we seek to continue to do that for the people of Esujaman.
I see. So have you filed your nomination?
Sure, I did. I was the first to file the nomination.
Have you received, messages from other people who also want to contest?
Oh, yeah, I understand some people are also contesting.
Are you scared?
Not at all.
How convinced are you that you emerge victorious?
Very, very, very convinced and very confident that at the end of the day, I would emerge victorious.
Are you satisfied with the processes so far?
So far, so good.
So between now and when the elections will be held, or even before you go through the right processes, how are you preparing for the big one?
All right, so we are still on the ground. The political process is an entire chain. We've been on ground for the longest of time. We are still engaging delegates. The primaries is primarily delegates-based election, so we are still engaging with them. Still
how
talking
has the
to
reception
them.
been?
Very supportive. They've been very kind to us, and the reception is welcoming. I must say that the people of Esujaman I'm very grateful to them for the support that they've given me so far. All the chiefs, all the opinion leaders, all the people that matter have been very supportive to this cause.
And how supportive have the people who matter in terms of the NPP in that constituency been?
Very supportive because of the work that we've done in the constituency. They've seen our work and they know the potential is there, and they know when we are given the mandate and when we are given the push, we can do more for them.
I see. So we have about 3 minutes to, wrap up this conversation. I know that a number of your followers are actually listening, even as you assure Fisher folks of the good works of the Premix Field Secretariat. Just try to convince people who will be voting when the elections are held.
All right. So to begin with, since we started the conversation with Premix, I would like to start from that angle and also thank Fisher folks across the length and breadth of the country. Also thank my minister, Honorable Mavis Hawakumsin, for the stellar job that she's doing. What I want to say, especially about the Premix fuel dispensing system, is not just a technological marvel. It is a testament to our collective will to bring about meaningful change, and the impact also resonates far beyond the confines of its components. The benefits of these devices are far-reaching, and it's going to be felt across the length and breadth of the country. Fishermen will begin to have some respite. Fuel will also come in abundance, and most of the irregularities that we previously faced will also be a thing of the past. With regards to politics, I also used the opportunity to say a very big thank you to all the people of Esujaman, especially my constituency executives and all the polling station executives, grassroots people, everybody in Esujaman. I want to say a very big thank you to them. What I want to say is that we desire to move Esujaman forward. We need to create lasting solutions to the problems that we face in Esujaman. I am the man for the job. I'm ready to serve. I'm ready to cause change. I'm ready to partner with them. I'm ready to work together with them to make sure that Esujaman moves forward.
I see. It's good you also express appreciation to the Honorable Minister of Fisheries and Aquaculture. Has she been supporting you in your bid to become an MP?
Very, very, very supportive.
I see. What kind of support has she been offering?
She's a master politician, and it tells you from the work that she's done in Kaswa. So I take a lot of counsel from her. I take
into her expertise.
I take a lot of direction from her. I've learned so many things from her, and I'll continue to learn from her.
So we had Nana Abroko Asare, administrator of the National Premix Field Secretariat and a politician in the making. Thank you so much, Mr. Asare, for speaking to us on Point Blank on Eyewitness News.
Thank you to Cha Omaniaba.
I wish you well in your campaigns and endeavors. Well, that's how we wrap up today's edition of Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. It came to you live from our studios at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka here in Accra. Show was produced by Kobina Wilson, Beverly Landon, and Samira Fay. Technical support came in from Daniel Squashi. New media support from Edwin Kwaukofi. My name is Snee Latte. There is more news on our website, citynewsroom.com. Eyewitness News returns tomorrow at exactly 17:30 GMT. Have a good night.